let's start lying on our backs. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees apart. Then just bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just start to tap into your breath. Deepening your inhales. And then fully releasing your exhales. And just feel where your body is this morning. You can take your arms and sweep them overhead, grabbing opposite elbows. Close your knees like a book and then heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Let your knees knock in. Let the low back release. Let your pelvis be heavy. And then just start to windshield wiper your knees side to side. And take your time here. So as your knees drop over to the right, let the left knee really pull down to the earth and feel that big stretch in the side body. And then other side. Really pull it down and just notice. Good. Nice. Deep breath as the knees fall to the right. And then as they fall to the left. So let's do one more each side. Good. Nice. Bring the knees back up through center. Hug the knees into the chest. And just gently rock side to side, making little circles. And then reversing the circle. Good. Hug the right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg long on the mat. Just hug the knee in. Good. Really energize the left foot. Right? So you feel that quad engage. And then interlace your hands underneath that right thigh. Flex the right foot and start to kick the heel towards the sky. Good. And then notice, so right now I'm micro bending my knee, right? I'm very tight. I was on vacation last week. I didn't practice at all. So I'm going to really ease into this session, being tender and letting my body open itself up, right? So don't force anything, especially in your morning practice before the body is warm. Good. Plant your left foot on the ground. Cross your right ankle over that left thigh and then interlace your hands behind the left thigh. And then straighten the left leg up to the sky. Yeah, if that's available. If it doesn't feel available to you, if you're buckling at the neck or the low back is rising off the earth, keep the left foot on the ground. Good. Take one more breath. And then release that left foot. Uncross the right leg and extend the right leg long. Good. And then again, readjust the hands. Flex the right foot, activate the right quad, hug the knee into the chest. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Good, flex the left foot, interlace your hands underneath the left thigh, start to kick the left heel towards the sky, and then do what needs to be done, right? So if you need to hug the knee, and again, you can see my leg still has a little micro bend in it. I'm still feeling very stiff this morning, right? Good. And just feel where you are, breathing into the spaces of the body. Good. Take one more inhale. And then place the right foot on the ground, cross the left ankle over. Interlace your hands behind that right thigh. Ooh, pull that whole structure into the chest. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then if it feels good, extend the right leg. Good. And just breathe. Really nice job. Good. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, release the right foot down onto the earth. And then the left foot down onto the earth. And then just take a moment to feel your pelvis, feel your spine, and feel your hips. Good, and then hug the knees into the chest and start to make a few rock and rolls along the spine. Then roll up to a nice comfortable seat. Good, I'm gonna turn to face you. Sweep your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, reach up, up, up. And then just bend over to the left. Come up through center, bend over to the right. Good, again, one more time. Over to the left. And then over to the right. Good, very nice. Release your arms out east and west. Eagle wrap the right arm under the left. Now, if this is a little too aggressive for you this morning, if you're not there yet, you can just give yourself a hug. Again, I'm gonna turn so you can see me as if you were sitting. You have your eagle arms. I'm gonna try and touch my third eye. If you can't do that, that's totally okay. Pull your elbows away from your ears. Feel this stretch in the back of the shoulder blades and that upper back. And then maybe if you want to just tilt back a little bit, just to breathe space in here. Okay. And then come back down. Good. Now you're going to take your elbows over to the left, and you're going to look over the right shoulder. Good. Come back through center. Release your arms. Take a nice big breath. Interlace the fingers. Stretch them up. Lean over to the right. And then over to the left. One more time over to the right. Over to the left. Good. Release the arms east and west. Eagle wrap left under right. Good. Again, take a moment to feel the stretch in the back of the shoulder blade. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Spread your upper back. And then if it feels available, you could start to tip the elbows up towards the sky. Again, remember, you could just be stacking the elbows, giving yourself a hug. Beautiful. Take another breath. And then exhale back to neutral. Good. Now you're going to pull the elbows over to the right. You look over to the left. Good. Take one more breath in. And then come back through center and release your arm. Interlace your fingers behind the base of your spine. Draw the knuckles down the spine to lift the heart in the chest. And then release. Place your hands right under your shoulders. Roll back to all fours. And then bring your knees nice and wide. Sink your hips back to your heels. Crawl your fingertips forward. Good. So sometimes, you know, what's so interesting about when we practice yoga is the times of day in which we practice. Right? You'll notice sometimes your morning practice has different energy than your afternoon practice or your evening practice. Walk your hands over to the right. Sink your hips over to the left. So it's interesting because the body is ever changing throughout the day, right? And so each practice is unique for what the body needs in that moment. Right? So today we're just going to be a little bit more tender, a little bit more open. right? To allow the body to determine where we need to go in the practice today. And then walk your hands over to the left, sink the hips over to the right. Good, and these morning practices, right? These sadhanas are times to really set intentions, not only in the mind, but in the body. Right? And to open the body slowly with intention and grace. Good, walk those hands back through center. Inhale up to all fours. Readjust the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Tuck your toes, and we're gonna bring our hips up and back to a downward facing dog. And then just start to pedal at the feet. Notice where your body is this morning. Yeah. Take some deep breaths, right? Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Relax your head and your jaw. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Open up the backs of those hamstrings. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Good. Start to walk your hands to the back of the mat. You're in a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows. Just start to lean into a movement that feels good for you. Take a few more deep breaths here. Good, and then bend your knees and start to roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, by pressing through the feet. When your head lifts, your arms sweep up, and then take your hands to prayer in front of your heart, Tadasana. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. Let's do some sun salutes, inhaling to sweep your arms up. Exhale, take your prayer down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, soften and release. Press into your feet, sweep up. Hands come to prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, take your prayer down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, soften. 3 more on your own. Syncing the breath with the movement. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Find your Tadasana. Just notice how you feel. Inhale to sweep your arms up by your ears. Sink your hips back, find a chair pose. Good, so your hips are back, your heart is high, you're reaching your fingertips forward. Really nice, good. Take 3 more deep breaths, reaching the fingertips, sliding the shoulder blades away from the ears, gently tucking the tailbone. Take 1 more breath, and then fold over your legs. Crawl yourself out to a plank. Pause here in this upper push-up plank. Glue your legs together in the back of the mat. Rock forward and back a couple of times. Good. And then when your shoulders are right over your wrist, shift the weight into the right hand. Stack your feet. Peel the left arm open for a side plank. Now you can always drop that bottom knee, right? If this is a more available option for you, go for that. We'll take 2 more breaths, pressing the shoulder away from the ear. And then come back through center and go right into the other side, shifting the weight over to the left, stacking the feet, peeling the right arm up. Good, bumping the hips, breathing deeply. Good, take 2 more breaths. And then exhale your right hand down. Press back, downward facing dog. Good. Bring your right leg up high to the sky. Bend the knee to open up the hip. Draw the right knee through the hands. Step the foot between your right and left hands and look up and breathe in. Good. Drop the left knee, untuck your toes. Sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Breathing deeply. Good. Let your right fingertips find the earth or a block. Let that left arm sweep over the ear for a side bend. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Really nice. Let that left arm drape down and around, finding the earth. Bend the left knee, reach back with the right arm. Sink a little deeper. Now, if this isn't available, you can always keep your hands on your hip, right? Or you can reach back, you can use a strap. Good. Take 2 more breaths. Release the the left foot, bring the right hand to the earth, tuck the left toe, lift the knee. You're into gentle twist, look over the right shoulder. Now your option to reach that right arm up is there for you. Good. Beautiful, breathe in. Exhale the right hand down as you breathe out. Step your left foot forward, inhale. Lift the chest, breathe in, flat back, exhale. Soften down and release. Step the right foot back, drop the hips, look up. Good, when you're ready, the right knee will find the mat, untuck the toes, sweep your arms up, Anjane. Shoulder blades away from ears, lift your heart, lift your chest. Right, sink the pelvis low, but reach the fingertips high. Crown of the neck is long. And then let the left fingertips find the earth. Let the right arm reach over the ear. Good, really beautiful. Nice. Let that right arm make this big, beautiful circle as your heart softens over the thigh. The right hand will find the earth and you'll reach back with the left hand to grab that right foot. Look over the left shoulder if it's available, right? If it's not, that's totally okay. Good. Take a nice breath. Exhale, release. Bring your left hand to the hip, tuck the right toe, lift the knee, look over the left shoulder for a gentle twist. You can stay here or you can reach that left arm up. Good. Be where you are. Very nice. Bring the left hand down to the earth. Step the right foot forward, forward fold. Sink your hips low. Reach your heart high, find that chair pose. So again, I, as a teacher, mostly, I won't say all the time, but mostly work with hip distance feet in chair pose in Tadasana. So you can always sort of set yourself up in that way. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Press into the feet, stand up, look back, lean back, and then take your hands to prayer in front of your heart. And just bring a hand to heart, a hand to belly. Notice how you feel. Take a moment of gratitude, feeling the heartbeat, feeling your blood moving. Together, we'll inhale to sweep the arms up. And we'll take our prayer all the way down. Good. Inhale to a nice flat back. So in your flat back, lean forward a bit. Maybe you come up a little bit higher than you think. And then soften and release. Step your right foot back. Sweep your arms forward and up for a high lunge. Good, get a little bit deeper. Nice, roll the left hip back. Energize through that back heel. Slide shoulder blades away from ears. Good, really nice. Nice, deep breath in. Beautiful. Now, a little balance. Start to shift your weight over the left foot. Jog the right toes along the earth. And then we're going to place the right ankle on that left thigh. And we're in a figure 4 chair. Good. Really nice. So start to energize the fingertips. Use that left quad. Sink back a little bit lower. Good. Take one more inhale. Good. And then exhale, you're going to plant your fingertips on the earth. Try and straighten the left leg and fold. Good. Sink the hips back again. Reach the arms up. Stand up tall. Hug that right knee into the chest. Goodness. Good. All right. You're going to just step that right foot back and blossom open warrior 2. Well done. Good. Get a little bit deeper here in your warrior 2. Again, make sure your heart is right over your center of gravity. Good. Reaching fingertip to fingertip. We'll sweep it back. Peaceful warrior. And then we'll come in to a side angle. Sliding the shoulder blade away from the ear. Getting long lines of energy. So I'm actually going to drop a bit lower because I noticed my knee was all the way behind my ankle and I want to get into line. Good. Beautiful. Take one more inhale and then just cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. Feel free to vinyasa if you like. Good. Very nice. Let's take the right foot. Step it through between the hands. Reach your arms up, high lunge. Sink a little bit deeper. Take a moment here to build strength, to feel the shapes. Good. To really sink deeper into those sensations. Good. Start to shift your heart forward. Drag the left toes along the earth and find your figure 4 chair. If this isn't cool, if this doesn't feel good, just do a regular Utkatas. Keep the feet next to each other, that's okay. Good, sink a little bit deeper. And then fold. If it's available, blocks can be nice, right? Similar to what we did on our backs in the beginning of class. Sink your hips low, start to bring your heart high again. And then press into the foot to hug the knee into the chest. Step it back, peel it open, warrior 2. Very nice. Push the hips forward, get deeper in the lunge. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Good. When you're ready, peaceful warrior. Paint it back, sweep it back. Breathe in, and then Parshva Konasana. Good. Slide the shoulder blade away from the ear, get a little bit deeper here. Really nice. Good. Take another inhale. And then just cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together in the back of the mat. Straight from downward dog, we're going to shift our weight forward into a side plank on the right. Peeling the left arm open. Good. Again, you can always modify by dropping the right knee. Good. Bring the left hand down. Press back, downward dog. Good. And then from downward dog, roll forward to the left side. Peel the right arm open. Good. And then bring the right hand down. And take 3 deep breaths in this nice strong plank, sliding the shoulder blades away from the ears. Good, very nice. Take one more breath. And then drop your knees and find a child's pose. Beautiful, deep inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Good. Nice. Inhale back to a downward dog. Good. And you're just going to look forward. You're going to step, walk, or float to the front of the mat. Good. And then press into your feet to roll up. Sweep your arms up. Take your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Tadasana. Inhale to sweep your arms up. Exhale, take your prayer down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lean your chest forward, heart leads the way. Exhale, soften and release. Step that right foot back, pivot down the heel, sweep the arms all the way up and around, warrior two. Find your peaceful warrior once again. Good, come back to your Parsva Konasana. Breathe in. Good, back to your warrior two as you breathe out. Straighten your front leg as you inhale. Reach forward. And then tick-tock your arms for your triangle pose. Look up towards your right thumb. Roll. Think about rolling the left rib up to the sky. Good, you can always use a block here. You can micro bend that left knee. We're breathing deeply. Good. Really nice. Take that right arm, make a big circle down to the earth. Pivot your toes over to the left. You're in a wide forward fold. Take a moment here to breathe. Find a flat back as you inhale. Kick your heels in, drop your tush, reach your arms up. Cactus the arms, goddess. Good, really nice. Take a moment here to breathe. We're gonna eagle wrap the right arm under the left. You're gonna lift your heart up and then back to neutral. Two more, inhale, heart lift. And back to neutral. One more, inhale. And exhale, release your arms, straighten the legs, breathe in. Warrior two, front of the mat, breathe out. One more peaceful warrior as you inhale. And then cartwheel the hands to frame your front foot as you exhale. We're in a low lunge. We're gonna straighten both legs, breathe and pause. Good, bend into your front leg. Step back to a downward facing dog. Well done. Take a breath. Your right foot will step between the hands. Pivot down the heel, warrior two. Good. Peaceful warrior, breathe in. Yes. Side angle, breathe out. Good, press out of the elbow, shoulder blade away from the ear. Come back to your warrior two as you inhale. Straighten your front leg as you exhale. Again, think about like you're sliding your right arm on a coffee table. And then when you get as long as you can, that's when you start to just tuck the arms. So you're not dumping into that right side. Again, think about trying to roll the bottom ribs towards the sky. Try and push the left hip forward as best you can. And just breathe. Good. Take a breath. One more inhale. And then release the left arm. Everything crawls over to the right. Find a moment in this fold. Sorry, to the left. Find a moment in this fold. Those rights and lefts early in the morning, let me tell you. Find a nice flat back as you breathe in. Kick the heels in, drop the tush. Find your goddess, cactus arms. Good. And again, let the postures breathe. You can always move and shift and readjust. Left arm sweeps under right, eagle wrap. Lift the arms up as you breathe in. Back to neutral as you breathe out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And then release the arms, straighten the legs, breathe in. Warrior two to the front of the mat as you breathe out. Cartwheel your hands, come down to that low lunge, square the hips to the front of the mat, and then straighten both legs and fold. Roll the right hip back. Good, bend into your right knee. Step the left foot forward, feet together at the front of the mat. Right, so feet together. Good. Start to roll onto your tippy toes and bend your knees. Good. We're gonna reach our arms up. So we're on our tippy toes and we're gonna take our hands to prayer, thumbs to the third eye. Good, and just take a moment up on those tippy toes, breathing. Beautiful. Feel that shake, use the core. Good. Now from here, right, we can do two things. We can enter Bakasana Crow pose. So Bakasana Crow pose would be, your arms would be a full distance in front of you, right? Full arm distance, you're gonna lift your bum up. You're gonna bend your elbows back, shift your weight forward, okay? And then you're gonna start to lift one toe and then the other toe. That's option one. Option two is gonna be a sleeping crow, which is what I'm gonna go for. So I'm gonna wing my knees open and then I'm just gonna crawl my arms forward and drop my forehead to the earth. Good, after about 5 breaths, you can walk your hands back up under your heart. Bring your knees together. Bring the hands back to a prayer, but this time let them come right into your heart. And then we're gonna roll to the heels, to the bum, and we're gonna find Navasana. And if you need assistance on the way down, that's totally fine. I'm gonna readjust by lifting my chest. Let's bring our hands to prayer. Let's dip the right toes and then bring them to center, and then the left. Good. And then the right. And then the left. Good. And then the right. Nice. And then the left. Good. One more. Right. Beautiful. Left. Beautiful. Good. Release the feet down. Let the knees lay open, fold. I like to scooch my hips back a little bit to get a nice deep opening in the low back. Good. Letting everything be soft. Good. Start to roll up slowly and gently. Good. And now we're going to do half pigeon. So I'm going to enter this a little bit differently. But if you have a better way that you'd like to enter it through downward dog, you can do that. But sometimes I think it's interesting to transition differently to keep your body progressing into these openings. So I'm just going to literally roll over to the right side, sweep the left leg back, readjust my shin so that it's kind of parallel but slightly angled down to the front of the mat, and then I'm gonna fold. Good, really nice. Beautiful, and just breathe here and hug that right hip back. Oh. Good. You might notice in class today that I did not cue any chaturangas or upward facing dogs. It's just nice to break up the expectation of the body. And I remember being in my yoga teacher training, which I took at Kripalu, which was an incredible experience. But the way that the Kripalu Vinyasa teacher training went was it was taught without quote unquote vinyasas, what we consider vinyasas here. in New York. But actually vinyasa just means a sequence of ever moving postures as opposed to hatha or something that, or Iyengar, something that's a little bit more static in shape. And so, you know, this whole jumping back and flowing and upward and downward, and, you know, there's so much stress and strain on the shoulder. In Kripalu yoga, unless it's done very properly with the correct amount of strength in the upper body, but in Kripalu yoga, it really is the yoga of compassion. So they tend to do more downward dogs and side planks to strengthen the shoulders first before going through these chaturangas and upward facing dogs. So today was sort of an homage to my training, which is always fun to do, to mix it up for myself and for you. Good, so we're just gonna start to roll on up. Good, and I'm just gonna switch sides. I'm not even gonna go through a flow. If you want to, you can. I'm gonna roll over to my right hip. I'm gonna sweep the right leg back. I'm going to bring my hands under my hips to readjust, and then I'm gonna drop the right hip, and I'm gonna fold. Yeah, so this is just, I mean, feel free. You know, I'm such an intuitive practitioner, and I love when everyone takes the practice and just makes it their own. So if you need to flow, you flow. If you need to flip your dog, if you need to do whatever you have to do, you do that. But I also invite you to try something different. Good. Just roll the right hip down, pull the left hip back. Good, and then we'll take maybe one more breath, then we'll start to roll our hands up underneath the hip. Good, roll over to the left hip, sweep both legs forward. Good, flex the feet, sweep the arms up, and just do a nice forward fold over the legs. Good, I'm very tight today, so I'm gonna stay rounded and soft. I'm noticing this very much in my neck and my upper back. So just notice where you are right now. Take 3 breaths. And then just start to roll on up. Bring your hands behind you, your feet to the earth. Scoot your bum a little bit forward, and then we're just gonna roll down onto our back, hugging the knees into the chest. Yeah. Rock side to side gently. Good. Place your feet on the earth. Bring your arms down by your side so that your heels are about, I would say, palm distance from the hips. Good. I want you to press into the feet to start to peel the pelvis off the mat. And then just interlace your fingers underneath the base of your spine. Think about drawing your pubic bone towards your nose. Relax your glutes, press into the feet. Good. And engage the inner thighs. Like notice if the thighs want to splay out, or do the knees want to knock in? Can you keep them in line with the toes? Good. Now I'm going to stay here for 5 more breaths. If you'd like to release this and go into a full wheel, you can do that. Otherwise, you can stay right here. 5 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good, release your grip. Let your hips find the mat. Good. Walk your feet together. Bring your arms out to the side. Right now, I'm going to do a gentle twist, but if you'd like to hug your knees into your chest and then let them fall over to the left, you can do that. Otherwise, if you have a tight low back, you could just let the knees fall over to the left, right from being on the earth, and you look over to the right. So just pick a twist that feels gentle. Good. And then you could bring it back through center when you're ready. There's no rush here in your cool down, and let the knees go over to the other side. Again, whatever version of a twist feels good to you. Good. Come back through center. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. Take a nice deep breath in, and then you can just let everything lower onto the mat. Readjust the body if you need to. If there was another posture you'd like to do before you enter Shavasana, you can totally do that, right? So just feel where you are. We're just going to be here for 5 breaths, letting everything settle in. And then over the next maybe 3 or 4 breaths, start to wake your body up, rocking your head side to side, whatever feels good, and then just roll onto your side. Take a moment here. You can start to press your hands into the earth, and then just cross your legs or find a comfortable seat at the front of the mat, keeping the eyes closed. Keep the hands on the tops of the knees. Noticing how you feel. We'll inhale to scoop the arms up. Take your prayer down into the third eye, and then into your heart. It's been an honor practicing with you this morning. I hope you have a beautiful week. Namaste.